Hello everyone and welcome to my Royal Family Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. With one simple modification at Buckingham Palace, King Charles terrifies the art world. According to reports, King Charles' efforts to reduce emissions at Buckingham Palace have sounded the alarm in the art world. The decision by King Charles to turn down the temperature at Buckingham Palace has apparently raised eyebrows in the art world. Over the winter, thermostats at the palace and other royal residences were set to 19 degrees Celsius in an effort to reduce emissions. The temperature is 2 degrees lower than what is advised for paintings like Rembrandt's The Shipbuilder and His Wife, which was a favorite of the late Queen. According to Daily Mail diarist Ephraim Hardcastle, curators calculated that 21-24 C is the optimum temperature for keeping artworks in their finest condition, with harm possible if temps are kept too high or too low. Surely the surveyor of the king's pictures would know that. The writer wondered. Unfortunately, that position was eliminated in 2020. This week's Sovereign Grant accounts highlight a number of royal sustainability initiatives, including a concerted effort to reduce occupied room set points to 19 C during the winter, as well as educate staff to turn down the temperature in vacant rooms to 16 C and be more aware of the potential for reducing heat loss. Before becoming king, Charles spoke extensively on the significance of the environment, combating climate change, and protecting species. He even recycles his bathwater at Clarence House and uses sustainable fuel in his Aston Martin. According to the Sovereign Grant records, Charles began his reign with royal expenditure, which is supported by the public, increasing for the second year in a row. Net expenditure grew by £5.1 million, or 5%, to £107.5 million for 2022-23. According to royal aides, this is owing to the change of monarchs, inflation, and the ongoing costs of repairing Buckingham Palace's plumbing, electrical, and heating. During 2022-23, the Sovereign Grant remained steady at £86.3 million. A main component of £51.8 million covers the King's official duties and household, which equates to 77p per inhabitant in the UK. And further £34.5 million covers the palace's ongoing reservicing needs. According to the accounts, the royal family has once again failed to fulfill its diversity aim of attracting 10% of its staff from ethnic minorities, with the 2023 percentage remaining unchanged from last year. Payroll expenditures proved to be one of the most significant annual increases in expenditure during 2022-23. Climbing £3.4 million to 27.1 meters, with personnel receiving a 5 to 6% wage increase. As royal activities resumed following the COVID lockdowns, the workforce increased to pre-pandemic levels. A Buckingham Palace official announced that Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, have also left Frogmore Cottage. He refused to comment on the future tenant, despite claims that Prince Andrew is refusing to leave his royal lodge property. According to Sir Michael Stevens, keeper of the Privy Purse, the past 12 months have been a year of grief, change, and celebration, like the nation has not witnessed in 7 decades. These past 12 months have taken us from the Platinum Jubilee in the summer of last year to the sadness of Queen Elizabeth's death and the accession of our new sovereign in the autumn, via an incoming and outgoing state visit and many months of work in preparation for their Majesties, King Charles and Queen Camilla's coronation in the spring of this year. He continued. According to a palace official, His Majesty has obviously supported the strategic direction of the royal households in its attempts to achieve net zero. In the short term, it's all about reducing our emissions where we can control them and adjusting room temperatures, whether that's during the working week or limiting the effect of heating on weekends, he added. Whether it's shutting off the gas lamps where it's safe to do so as a preliminary to switching them over to electric operation, or even turning off the heating on the swimming pool, these are all areas where we can take efforts to reduce our emissions. Must reach a secret agreement with King Charles on future visits. Frogmore Cottage was the home of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in the United Kingdom until they retired as senior working royals 3 years ago. According to sources, if Prince Harry and Meghan Markle wish to stay at any royal residences in the future, they must reach a private agreement with King Charles. It comes after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex ultimately left their former residence, Frogmore Cottage, after receiving notice of eviction from the king earlier this year, leaving the couple with no basis in the UK if they chose to return. According to The Sun, if the couple wants to stay in any royal residences again, they must reach an agreement with the king. Since departing the royal family in 2020, the Sussexes have visited the UK on a few occasions and are reported to have stayed in the Windsor Estates cottage. However, Sir Michael, the king's most senior financial advisor, confirmed the couple's departure, adding, "We can confirm that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have vacated Frogmore Cottage. We will not go into detail on those arrangements here, except to say that, as previously stated, the Duke and Duchess have paid for the sovereign grant's expenditure on the renovation of Frogmore Cottage, leaving the Crown with a greatly enhanced asset." During a recent 3-day visit to the UK, Prince Harry reportedly stayed at the residence. The pair is also said to have stayed there with their 2 children, Prince Archie, 4, and Princess Lilibet, 2, during the late Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee festivities last summer. Frogmore Cottage was a gift from the late Queen to the couple upon their wedding in 2018. The king is now said to be eager for Prince Andrew to downsize from his house at Royal Lodge and purchase Frogmore. According to sources, the prince has refused to leave his residence, which he shares with his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, Duchess of York. Andrew has a 75-year lease from the independent Crown estate on Royal Lodge, which he aims to renovate in the coming months. Andrew is adamant that he is staying at Royal Lodge for the remainder of his lease, a source told OK magazine earlier this year. He is not going to move into Frogmore without a fight. Royal Lodge is his home, and he will do everything in his power to keep it. Following the evacuation of Frogmore Cottage, Prince Harry is expected to face further humiliation. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have formally left Frogmore Cottage, but Harry's loss of UK residency has additional ramifications. Prince Harry is about to lose another royal function as a result of his expulsion from Frogmore Cottage, which has served as his and wife, Meghan Markle's official residence in the UK since their marriage. A royal expert said that because Harry no longer has a home in this country, he cannot operate as a councillor of state if King Charles is unable to act as monarch. The Sussexes had until today, June 30, to depart the Windsor property, with their last remaining things being transferred to their residence in Montecito, California. Losing their UK home without a replacement is a huge deal, royal critic Richard Fitzwilliams told The Sun. The most important aspect for Harry is that he will no longer be able to act as a councillor of state. That's hugely important because, in theory, he had the right to do this if the king became incapacitated. Although he is no longer a working royal, he still had this right, and by not having a UK residence, he has now thrown this opportunity away. But it means that if they don't have a UK residence when William ascends to the throne, he will be unable to support his brother. Not that he does now, he continued. Councillors of state are normally made up of the monarch's spouse and 4 royals next in line to the throne who are over the age of 21. Queen Camilla, Prince William, Prince Harry, Prince Andrew, and Princess Beatrice were the formal councillors of state, but Charles asked last year that his other siblings, Princess Anne and Prince Edward, be added to the list. With Harry and Andrew standing down as working royals, the king requested that the 1937 Regency Act be amended to clarify the position and obligations of the councillors of state. The House of Lords was read the proposed alteration, which stated that adding Anne and Edward would ensure continued efficiency of public business when I'm unavailable, such as while I'm undertaking official duties overseas. Now that Harry and Meghan no longer have Frogmore, it has been revealed that they will need to reach a private agreement with the king if they wish to stay at any future royal estates. Harry most recently stayed at Frogmore when he returned to London for a 3-day court appearance. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.